US President Donald Trump has just signed his flagship package of tax and spending cuts into law at an Independence Day ceremony at the White House. Joining us now from Washington is the ABC's America's editor, John Lyons. John, what's the significance of this bill that the president's signing?
Well, Thomas, this is essentially his agenda. It's his major tax and spending bill for the whole second term. It encapsulates $100 billion US or so on more immigration and deportation, arrests and operations, major tax cuts for many of the wealthiest companies and businesses and individuals in America, cuts to Medicaid as well. So it's really what Trump wanted. He's managed to achieve this, he said, by July 4 today, and he sees this now as a major victory, and he's using the signing ceremony, as we can see, at the July 4th Independence Day celebrations on the lawns of the White House. Let's have a listen to what he said just a few minutes ago.
What we've done is put everything into one bill. It's never happened before. It's the biggest bill of its type in history. We've never had anything like that before. Nothing like that they thought would be possible to get passed. And actually, I liked it because we had so much in there that no matter who you are, there was something in that bill that would make your congressman or your senator or your congresswoman, much more importantly, raise their hand and support.
Okay, and in the meantime, Donald Trump keeping busy on this 4th of July holiday with a phone call with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. A lot of concerns from the president about a future supply of arms as the conflict continues with Russia. How did that call go, John?
Well, I think, Tom, from the point of view of the Ukrainians, it was disappointing. America has frozen its supply of air defence systems to Ukraine, which of course are crucial, particularly since the Russians are escalating their attacks at the moment on Ukraine. And these are, in a way, the only way that the Ukrainians can protect their civilians and people in the capital like Kyiv from this sort of thing. So Volodymyr Zelensky telephoned the President Trump today and basically urged him to keep supplying them. President Trump is saying essentially the cupboard's pretty bare. He's blaming Joe Biden, his predecessor, saying he basically used up a lot of these and there's not much left. And what is left we need for our own purposes. We can't give them to Ukraine. So President Trump gave no commitment at all that the thing will be unfrozen.
So given that, if, as you say, the cupboard's bare, John Lyons, where do you think the Ukraine war goes from here?
This is a dangerous time now for Ukraine. There are reports of the Russian soldiers amassing in various parts of the border. It looks like the Russians are emboldened. President Trump the day before had a discussion with Russia's Vladimir Putin, and President Trump said he was very disappointed by that. He came away with the conclusion that Vladimir Putin doesn't want to end this war. And after that phone call, the Russians dramatically escalated in one of their worst nights ever of attacks on Ukraine, as many as 550 drones and missiles. It's almost like Vladimir Putin is toying with President Trump, and it appears President Trump won't or can't do anything about that. So it's not looking good for the Ukrainians at this point.